Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. Today is May 27th, 2025. It is exactly 1 week since the defense filed their motion to continue the current trial date. Within their 40-page motion, they suggest that seeking a continuance may not be enough. It may just be the tip of the iceberg of what the defense will be seeking as a remedy with respect to their argument commencing on page 32 of a continuance is necessary to investigate and remedy the prejudice of highly inflammatory publicity. Here, the defense argues that on May 9th, 2025, Dateline NBC aired a 2-hour episode about this case titled The Terrible Night on King Road. The program includes details and materials that are not publicly available through official channels. The court himself rendered this conclusion on May 15th within the document and records hold order at the very beginning of that order. The defense continues, stating that the show repeatedly emphasizes the non-public nature of this information, stating it was obtained from unnamed sources who are close to the investigation and that the materials were obtained exclusively by Dateline. The defense argues the leaked materials appear carefully curated to promote a narrative of guilt. And as this court acknowledged in the aforementioned May 15th, 2025 document and records hold order, the source of the leak is most likely someone currently or formerly associated with law enforcement or the prosecution team. If that is the case, says the defense here, ladies and gentlemen, it raises urgent and serious questions about the objectivity, judgment, and credibility of the individuals tasked with investigating and presenting the state's evidence, particularly those who may be called as witnesses. So it appears here, in my opinion, that the defense is raising the concern that all of the state's evidence must be called into question here. The defense then says the identity of those involved, their motives, and any efforts to conceal their conduct go directly to the heart of witness credibility and the integrity of the state's case. We now go to page number 34 of this motion, because here is where the defense is saying that the Dateline special will not even be the last pre-trial media bombshell. Best-selling crime author James Patterson has written a book about this case entitled The Idaho 4, An American Tragedy, scheduled for release on July 14th, just 16 days before jury selection is slated to begin. The publisher, according to the defense, boasts of, quote, unmatched access to the investigation, including interviews with, quote, local law enforcement. This suggests that the apparent Dateline leak was not the only violation of this court's non-dissemination order. And then the defense goes so far as to asserting on page 36 that once the sources of the leaks are identified and the full extent of misconduct revealed, the violations could warrant remedies more serious than delay. At the very least, however, a continuance is essential to allow the extremely prejudicial impact to partially subside. So we see here where at this time the defense is seeking the remedy of time and space, and to give the court and the defense time to fully investigate and address the scope of these violations. Only then can the conditions necessary for selecting an impartial jury and ensuring a fair trial under the 6th and 14th Amendments be meaningfully restored. We await the state of Idaho's response to this motion. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thanks for joining us today.